The art of screen printing.
This is the art of screen printing presented by GSG. I switched it up a little bit. He's Corey and I'm Lon from Graphic Elephants. And we're going to finish up more of our superhero emblem. And Corey's going to show us how we did the mesh in the background. Corey, take it away.
So if you recall, when we originally had done the mesh in Illustrator, we had just this series of tiles that we brought over. I've actually turned the rings off. You can see that's exactly what we brought over from Illustrator. So the gradients are still in there from blue to basically to shirt color. That's what we're going to call that, shirt color, because that's really, there won't be any black ink printing here. It will just fade off. So one of the things I did to kind of give it some drama, because it is a little flat, was I added a highlight. And you can see this highlight. I'm going to click on and off. And you're going to see that that's showing just a little bit right down the center, as if a light were piercing right through the center of this. Let's talk about how I make those. This is pretty easy, but understanding channels is important. So when whatever configuration you have layers turned on, whatever your color mode is, in this case it's RGB, it's going to break it down into a series of values. You can see as I go through these, they sort of change darker to lighter. That's because the buildup of color in RGB is being represented here. I'm looking for the best value, and I feel like this is the best one. I just need this information, this light colored information or light valued information, so I can make that highlight. So I'm going to click and I'm going to drag this down, make a copy of it. And then, much like when we were doing the burst, I had all of this fill area out here. I can't have that. It's going to basically be black. So I'm going to inverse this. And that's just Command I. And what it does is now everything that's white is now clear, and everything that's a little like light gray here is our positive area that we can use. And if I actually turn on my layers again, and now you see it's green. The reason being is that it's showing that extraction of information is in green. I can make it any color I want to, and it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to use, this is just information that I need to apply to the actual highlight area. Now, remember, we had it as a streak. So I need to have a lot of this information here gone and deleted. I can't use that. So what I did is I made a mask, basically a gradient mask. So the black is sort of blocking anything from showing through, and the clear area or the white area is where you kind of see through the window portion of this. And I'm just going to make a selection of this basically this gradient mesh, we'll call it that. And you'll see when I make a selection, you can see the marching ants. They're moving around here. I'm going to go down to the actual channel where we took that extracted information, and I'm going to, making sure that my white is in background, I'm going to hit delete once. You're going to watch it disappear. Again, and a fourth time. Now I'm going to deselect. Now I'm going to show you the layer, and then here is the information that we just affected. See how it's actually duplicating what you're already seeing I have on that layer. Now, granted, it's in green, no big deal. And actually, for our original one, I also reduced some of this information. I didn't want it quite so heavy. I just wanted it real light. So I went into levels, I grabbed it, and basically, I just pushed it down a little bit, and then I made a selection of this, and then what I did was I copied it to its own layer. And there it is. That's as simple as that is right there. Is it just taking that information, extracting it, and then put it on its own layer over the mesh, and that gave me that nice dramatic streak right through the center of our image. And if everything else will turn on promptly here, you can kind of see it a little bit in the background. There you go. And that's how we created that.
It's a detail, but that drama really sets it off, especially when we're working on dark shirt, black shirt like that. Drama is kind of the key. He's Corey, I'm Lon. We are Graphic Elephants, and you are witnessing the art of screen printing presented by GSG. See you next time when we do work on those wedges.